All right, boys and girls, this is my fifth take on the intro because I'm so damn excited. Football season's around the corner, and we got a lot of good stuff for you on episode 33 of In the Jar. Quarterback battles, contract sagas, ownership disputes in regards to Tom Brady being in the broadcasting booth. It's all in here, and I ain't got a fancy deal where I can mash up all the best moments from the show yet, so you're just gonna have to take my word on it. Episode 33 of In the Jar. Pro football season is 4 days away, and the college football season is already underway, and we're fired up about it. We're gonna continue to bring the best recaps and predictions in the land around the NFL, college football, and much more. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, and most of all, make sure you subscribe, baby! Subscribe. So let's get into it right now. I feel like I'm crazy, but I know I'm not crazy. And my mistakes don't make me or break me. Say that cause I pistol whipped that for 40 minutes straight round my face. Said I was in the court, I beat the murder case. They must forgot I'm the reason the whole hood ain't. Think I'm crazy and get baptized. Call me Rambo in that south side. Damn, boy. What's going on with you, man? It's episode 33, boys and girls, and we're back. We got 1 week. Less than a week, really. We're shooting this on a Friday, and we got football in 6 days, pro football. We've already had some college football, man. Like I said, we're shooting this on a Friday. University of Colorado had a damn barn burner with North Dakota State University, the Bisons up there in Fargo. It wasn't in Fargo, North Dakota, but it was apparently a good one. I haven't gotten to watch it yet. I've seen some clips from it. We're actually going to go over a clip or two from that game on this show. But Florida State, number 10 in America, plays the first college game of the season in Ireland against Georgia Tech. And they lose on a last play field goal. There was a Florida State fan that crashed his damn TV. I'm wondering if folks don't just... I know the answer. When folks smash their TV on camera, you're going to get, 40, 50,000 views. You're going to get 100,000, maybe 500,000 views. Maybe House of Highlights picks it up. Maybe Bleacher Report picks it up. And yeah, them views might be worth that $200, $250 you spent for that nice TV. It could be a dinosaur TV that you bought for $50. Whatever it is, you're basically trading that money you spent on the TV for some damn views. And depending on the price of the TV, we can talk about that kind of investment into getting views. You might as well get on TikTok and post something random and boost it for however much you paid for the TV. But can you buy back your dignity? Blowing your top on camera, even if it's fake. If it's fake, that's even worse in my opinion. But I see those clips constantly. I'm sure we'll continue to see them of fans smashing their TVs, crashing out, doing this, doing that. I think even my boy Steve Will Do It did it on camera a couple weeks ago. It's good clickbait, but it's like, dude, what are we trading dignity for this? What are we doing? But I digress, man. What are we doing this week? We got football. It's finally starting to feel like it's a little cooler in Phoenix, Arizona. It doesn't say it on the thermometer, but I'm able to get out there at 4:30 p.m., 5 p.m. comfortably and play some golf, and it's still cheap. And that's a good thing. I'll tell you what, though, man. That North Carolina mountains we was in, we shot episode 31 out there, man. It's beautiful. Under the trees, you hear the birds trilling. There's all this green stuff. You take greenery for granted when you're living in the desert. I'll just say that. But we got a good show. We got some random clips to start. We'll get into what's going on as NFL organizations wrap up camp, as college programs begin the 2024 campaign. We got first clip here straight out of Appalachia. How about you?
Bite me. This damn snake won't bite me. You know why? Because I got the best moonshine around.
Oh, yeah.
This bitch is too scared to bite me. Look at him. Bite me, boy. Bite me.
I don't know how you take that damn moonshine straight, dog. I used to. That's something I used to do. I remember we went to, our fraternity used to go to Talladega, Alabama every spring for the spring NASCAR meet there. And the NASCAR race, you know, I'm all about the culture and the, at the time, the drinking. But, man, when you get in the race at a NASCAR race and you just kind of watching the cars go round and it's loud, man. You gotta plug your ears when they come by. The tailgating is the best part at a NASCAR race. In Talladega, you'll find some personalities like our boy here. And we rolled up on someone's tailgate one time and they were playing beer pong, but it wasn't with beer, it was with moonshine. And, you know, a lot of folks, they play beer pong, they fill the cups up with water, and it's just for sport, right? In my days currently, if I'm going to play beer pong, I ain't played it in a long time, but I prefer to play it with water. But at this particular time, not only were they actually down in the cups that you made on the other side, but the cups were full with moonshine, my brother. And that's something that I'll never have the hair on my chest to be able to justify shooting moonshine like our boy in the last clip here. It's something that is deeply ingrained in the culture. When you get out in the sticks, moonshine. My uncle out there, he make the best moonshine east of the Mississippi. He make apple pie moonshine. I used to love some damn. I tell you, man, I got my hands on some moonshine one time as a young fella, and it was apple pie moonshine. It was homemade. It wasn't any of that old Smoky Mountain crap that you go up to Gatlinburg, Tennessee to drink. And they've chained that up so that they commercially sell that now. It ain't even really moonshine. The real moonshine has the higher alcohol content. I remember there's this one show, I think it was on the History Channel or National Geographic, maybe those two are the same, called Moonshiners. And it was basically like Cops, but for rednecks. You know, because these fellas, they be out in the middle of the woods, fermenting their moonshine, and they do it at night so that the feds wouldn't catch them, and then the feds would still come in and bust their ass at night. And the whole show, you know, the intrigue of it is watching them scramble, watching them salvage their resources, this, that, and the other. It was like Cops for rednecks. But you don't see too many moonshiners out here in the desert. Maybe it's because there ain't tree cover and folks can spot things from farther away. I know I like running my dogs out here, not just because they're rattlesnake trained and there's not much risk there. They were normally able to smell that out, but you know, I can see them way out in the distance. I can see them. When you're in the woods, it ain't like that. I took Jasper out for a round of golf when we were in North Carolina, let him run freely, and he would see rabbits and he'd shoot off into the woods, and I wouldn't know if I'd see that damn dog ever again. You know, I did see him. You know, I knew I'd see him again, and he would always come back. But that's a cornerstone of Appalachia right there is moonshine. And my boy in the clip was obviously on the moonshine, holding a damn snake, saying, "Bite me, boy, bite me. He's too scared to bite me. Bite me." That's an old one. I love that clip, but it popped up on my feed this week, and I was like, damn, we got to show that. We got to show that one. That's Appalachia right there, my friend. You know, European. It says Europeans, Americans have no culture. The region of Appalachia alone. I bet he's got some bluegrass music queued up. We got something else next for you here, right here. Oh, shoot.
So we got our 6-hour smoked prime rib. It's cooked to temp. I think you requested medium, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's got a medium. It's probably about 22 ounce smoked rib.
Be all right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Why that thing tastes like this?
Hey, we smoked it for 6 hours. We
That
smoked the whole prime rib.
joker done smoked he done smoked the steak. I ain't never had no smoked steak. And it's so tender. You smoked the steak. How long?
So we smoked the whole prime rib roast. And we put it in our brisket roast. Smoke it about 6 hours.
The flavor in this thing insane, bro.
All the way through, and then we slice it and we cook it to temp. So during that 6 hour process, the prime rib doesn't even cook. It just smokes. Build the crust on the outside.
Shut up! Good God Almighty.
Yeah, for real.
Lord. Big D, you done fed the wrong one, bro. Shut
Come to
up.
a perfect medium.
Damn.
Oh, harmony. I ain't never had no smoked ribeye. Stop playing. Tender.
God dang. Oh my God, bro.
The flavor is crazy, dog.
Yeah, man. Holy cow. I was out walking the dogs last night, and I had just seen this video, and we was out on a walk, and I smelled some damn steaks on the grill, and I was like, talk to him. Golly. I feel like that reaction didn't even do it justice. A smoked ribeye, son. You talking about smoking it for 6 hours. Tender. Oh, man. Golly. I got to get me a smoker. We got to get this channel pumping up. Like, comment, subscribe so I can get a damn smoker. Throw a ribeye on there. For real. Come on, man. You see how tender that looked? That damn ribeye. Golly. Makes me want to go get one tonight. Makes me want to go get one. But you can't find a barbecue joint in Phoenix like you find in any given block in South Carolina. It's just ain't how it works. You know, and then these barbecue joints in the South, man, don't get me wrong, they smoke it right. They do everything correct. They smoke the meat just so perfectly tender. But I'll tell you what sets barbecue joints in the South apart, and it's the fixings. It's the damn fixings. It's the sauces. It's the mac and cheese. It's the damn potato salad. It's the I ate at a place in North Carolina that had grit balls, and I was like, what is a grit ball? I was like, is that damn lard off the pan and you fry it up again? What is a grit ball? And she said, it's fried grits. I said, get that on the table right now. Grit balls, and they were drizzled in barbecue sauce. Oh my God. So the thing that sets barbecue joints aside in the South, that clip aside, the smoked ribeye aside, oh my God, it's the damn fixins. You know what I'm saying? It's the fixins. It's It's the damn baked beans. It's the damn, it's the sauces, the assortment of sauces. You know, you go to a barbecue joint in Alabama, you got Alabama white sauce. You go to a joint in South Carolina, North Carolina, you got the Carolina mustard. You go to a damn, I ain't been to Kansas City, but I imagine the OG barbecue sauce in Kansas City is probably fire. You know? Damn, it's the fixins, dude. You go to a barbecue joint in Phoenix, there's a couple that are good. I don't really go to California, but I've seen pictures of the fixins in California. And they're about as tight as a damn left-winger's pocket. You know what I'm saying? Ain't much to it. Ain't much soul in it. That's what happens when you vote Democrat. Anyway, next clip.
Get it. Oh, I like that. Get it.
Get you some.
Next man up. Next man up.
He said, come on, get you some.
Get you some. Yeah.
He said, come on, get you some.
Go get you some. Hold on,
Yeah.
Come here.
Oh, yeah. He's up on the damn line.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You always got those guys on the football teams, the James Harrisons, the Cam Chancellors, even the dare I say Sean Taylors, the enforcers, the guys in practice when you hit them and you're like, thank God that dude's on my team, because I can't imagine what this would feel like in a game. I remember, man, there were guys we would do pregame warm-ups, kind of like individual drills in practice, but sort of abbreviated, but we'd still have this pursuit drill before the game. High school and college, we did this, where one of the linebacker guys has got the ball, and then the other guy's where the camera's sitting, and he runs this way, that guy runs this way, and they meet. And you're not trying to kill anybody, but you're trying to get lathered up. You're trying to get the shoulders loose. You're trying to get the shoulder pads broken in a little bit. And I remember, dude, there used to be guys on our team that I knew were some of the hardest hitters that I would stand in line and be like, all right. 1, 2, 3, shit. Go back in line, let somebody cut. Be like, all right, bro, you got it. Go ahead, get in front of me. And they know exactly what it never worked because they knew what you were doing, you know. But he'd be like, all right. It's kind of like when you're on a kickoff return team, and your assignment is to block the R3, let's say, the third guy on the right side. That's normally the headhunter. That's the hardest hitter. I don't know if that's changed with the new kickoff in the NFL, what kind of guys, what kind of personnel they're putting on the kickoff team and the return team. I would imagine it wouldn't change much, but it might. You know, you might want to have some beefier guys on the kickoff team because there ain't as much distance to cover and they provide maximum hitting power in that short distance. I don't know. I'll have to observe it as the season starts and begins to unfold, but you'd be standing with the old kickoff, and it's still the same in college football, but you'd be standing there on KOR, and you'd be like, all right, I got the R5. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shit, man. Because you got that guy coming full speed down at you, and you know he's going to bring the sauce. And you'd be like, oh. Gotta get my butt down and try to get this man in his chest, stop that momentum, stop them shoulder pads from hitting me in the chops. You know what I'm saying? So I would imagine that kid in the clip was it's probably like a 12-year-old, 13-year-old team. That kid was beefy. And I guarantee you he's a damn enforcer on a football team. Every great team's got an enforcer. Every great team's got one. But you always look out for those kind of guys in practice. You're like, shit. Please, Lord, don't let it be me today. Please, Lord, don't let me get exposed today. Please, Lord, don't let my chops get hit in today. You know what I mean? It's there's a lot of psychology in anything, but the psychology of football, right? Straight war is it's fun, it's terrifying, it's exhilarating, it's all of the above, especially when you play a violent position where the value you bring to a team is laying that hammer. I'd imagine the mentality might be a little different for shifty guys, obviously for quarterbacks, offensive linemen. Because you got to think with the offensive lineman, you got a big, beefy boy. How much energy are we trying to put out? You got a guy like Trent Williams that not only has the size, but the motor and the speed and the athleticism. I'd imagine he could probably go full tilt 95% of plays. There were some linemen that I knew that ended up being great. Some of them are in the NFL that I faced even in high school that they were big boys. They got the damn mitts on you, and it was over with. But that was the plays where they turned it on, right? 4 out of 10 plays, they might be blowed. They might be bodied. They might be tired. And they kind of, get up on you, and you're like, shit, all right. Get off. A guy like me, get off on a... That was about to sound real weird. No diddy. But them big boys, they some of them got that motor, some of them don't. And some of them are so good that they can take a couple plays off and still be a pro-level guy. But I'd imagine the guys like Trent Williams are the ones that don't ever turn the motor off. But what I was getting at is that, especially in high school, I knew some guys in college too that would smoke that reefer before playing. And it was very often the running backs, sometimes the receivers. It gets a little hazy at receiver. I've never smoked cannabis before a tackle football game. I never got the chance to do it. If I played today, would I maybe try it? Probably not at linebacker. But if I was a running back and I didn't have to catch too many balls, right, that depth perception, you get out in space, try to make some guys miss. One of the best players I ever knew was a teammate of mine in high school. College, I played with NFL guys. This one particular guy I played with in high school was probably the best player I've ever known. He was a running back, and he led the state of Kentucky one year in rushing yards and touchdowns, I believe. I remember one time this is in high school, we were getting ready to go on kickoff. He and I were on kickoff together, I believe, to start this particular game, and his eyes was red as the devil's ass. He looks at me and goes, "I'm turned, bro." And I said, "Yeah." And he ended up going for 6 touchdowns that game. I said, "How are you doing this?" He's at his 3rd or 4th touchdown. I said, "How are you doing this?" And he looks at me and he goes, "It's like they moving in slow motion, bro. All I got to do is shake them." And I was like, damn, dude. That's kind of gangsta, you know what I'm saying? But I went on a huge tangent there. But yeah, enforcers. I don't think if you're playing the linebacker position, a violent position, that it would be productive to smoke weed before a game. I just don't. Basketball, different story. Baseball, I don't know, because you got these hot let's say you're playing third base, you get a hot line drive hit at you. If you're high, I don't know if that depth perception is going to come in handy for you in that moment. You know what I mean? But it's always interesting how substances enhance certain folks' performances and it cripples others. So what's the next deal we got here? All right, so I'm going to preface this. Aaron Donald, I guess, met up with LaShawn McCoy, Shady McCoy, in the alleyway, and these two raced. Here's a clip.
Shady and AD. Set, go. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. AD got her. AD got her. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Wow, dude.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hold on. Hey.
Oh, that's
Oh, shit.
Deshaun.
Oh.
He blowed too. Shady is, man. I feel like some guys, when they finish their career, whether it's college or professional, that some guys just say, hey, my time being a player is done, and I spent all these years, all these long hours in the weight room, on the field, busting it. Let's go enjoy life. Let's go eat what we want to eat. You know, like we don't have to work out every day. So I would imagine that the reason that happened is that Aaron Donald's still working out and Shady McCoy is not still working out. You could see how blowed he was when he finished that. I don't know how long that was. It looked like 40 yards, something like that. You can't really measure yardage in a damn alleyway. You know what I'm saying? But he looked like he was out of breath after that one sprint. And Aaron Donald, I'd imagine, is a guy that won't ever stop working out. That guy's a psycho, and that's what made him great. But, I mean, you can't deny the athleticism of a defensive lineman, let alone the greatest of all time. Definitely the greatest three technique of all time. It always blew my mind how Aaron Donald's not that tall, and yet he was probably the best three technique of all time. You don't really have to have that much height, you know. I've known some great three techniques, nose tackles myself that are like my height, you know, 6 feet, 6'1", but they stacked to the gills, strong as an ox. Get in there and make that boy heart stop. You know what I mean? What do we got next? Gerard Mayo announced this week that Jacoby Brissett is going to be the starting quarterback, not just week 1. You'll hear it in the clip. He said for the season. Check it out.
I have decided that Jacoby Brissett will be our starting quarterback this season. Now, in saying that, as an organization, we're 100% behind Jacoby. There is no, you got a guy right here, you got a guy right there. We're 100% behind Jacoby. And I had an opportunity to talk to Drake. I had an opportunity to talk to Jacoby separately and also together. And I feel like we're all on the same page from an organizational perspective. There are a lot of factors that led to this choice. I think, the hard part is thinking in the short term and the long term at the same time. As an organization, though, we feel like Jacoby gives us our best chance to win right now.
Interesting. Jacoby Brissett was my quarterback when I was a part of the Colts organization in 2019. The reason that happened was that my second week of work in August of 2019, I remember I was down at the press and staff room of Lucas Oil Stadium. We had worked the preseason game against the Bears, and our work was done at the end of the third quarter, working the ticket sales table, and myself and a buddy/colleague of mine go down to get some grub and then take it to the house. And he's sitting across from me, and we're eating, and he's looking at his phone, and he says, "Oh, shit." I said, "What?" He said, "This has got to be a fake account, but there's an account named Adam Schefter that said that Andrew Luck just retired." And I said, show me the tweet. And this was back before you could buy a blue check mark. He shows me the tweet. Sure enough, Adam Schefter, blue check mark. I said, what? And 60 seconds after that, we're on the field level, so you can hear the crowd still. The game's on the TV. You see Andrew Luck on the TV walking off the field, and you hear boos. Our fans booing him. So long story short, my second week of work in ticket sales with the Indianapolis Colts, Andrew Luck retires out of nowhere. And Jacoby Brissett was our quarterback for that season. We won some games. He's definitely functional, but I would categorize Jacoby Brissett as a game manager over a game changer. He's a great guy. He would always come in and check on us when we were on the phones and say what's up. And I was always astounded. I was like, that guy's our starting quarterback. That guy's an NFL quarterback. He's coming in to say hi to us. We're entry-level salespeople. We had our own room. He would come into our room. And I don't know. You spend a number 4 overall pick on a guy coming out of North Carolina, and you think to yourself, wouldn't he start right away? Wouldn't Drake May start right away for the Patriots as a 4th overall pick? Guys getting drafted lower than him are starting week 1. And I've touched on this before, but as an organization, when you put your reputation on the line, when you stick your neck out for a guy, drafting him that high or paying a guy X amount of dollars, you're saying we really believe in this guy. And it's a step back when you make a decision like that and then you come out and say, yeah, that's not our guy yet. I would be willing to say, I think Jacoby Brissett is going to produce at a level for the Patriots that is satisfactory. I don't think Jacoby Brissett, as much as I love him personally, is going to go above and beyond what it takes to be in contention. I think he's a great quarterback, and you see the way Joe Milton has shown out in the preseason. Here's a clip of Joe Milton throwing around.
I mean, these are just like bullets from 60 yards away that are landing anywhere he wants. Mike, honestly, if he can really do what he said he can do, you could do a Hail Mary from your own 20-yard line.
How about the mechanics?
Forget that.
I'm willing to put my neck out on the line. As much as I love Jacoby Brissett, I adore Jacoby Brissett. That's my quarterback from 2019 with the Colts. As much as I love Jacoby Brissett, I would be willing to put my neck out and say that at some point in the season, I don't know when, that you're going to see Joe Milton out of the University of Tennessee starting for the New England Patriots. I'm willing to put my name out on it. The guy has got the wow factor. He's got that it. He's got the aura when you see him throwing around in clips. He can put the ball wherever he wants. I think the Patriots, again, put their neck out for Drake May, Luke's his brother. I think the Patriots put their neck out for Drake May, drafting him number 4 overall. They're probably embarrassed that he hasn't performed in camp the way that a week 1 starter should. And again, when you have a rookie quarterback, it's not always going to pan out right away. You saw Saban on Hard Knocks talking to Matt Eberflus about Caleb Williams, saying that you got to be wary of the expectations this kid has, because a rookie, no matter how great of a player he is, you got to develop him. And Joe Milton's also a rookie. But rookie readiness varies guy by guy, and it's up here a lot of the time. That's nothing against Drake May. But I would be willing to say that at some point you're going to see New England Patriots give Joe Milton a try as their starting quarterback and see how it pans out. I just feel like it's going to be one of those seasons for them. So that's my hot take of the week. What do we got next?
There's Henderson making the
What do y'all
catch.
think? What do y'all think? Is that targeting? Run it back.
There's Henderson making the catch.
Is that targeting?
That was for the second time.
One more.
There's Henderson making
Helmet
the catch.
straight down.
That was for the second time.
So this is from the North Dakota State Colorado game that happened. Again, we're shooting this on a Friday. It happened Thursday, last night for y'all 2 or 3 nights ago. But North Dakota State hung in there. They're one of the best FCS programs out there. I think they're still FCS. I wouldn't be surprised if they moved up. But are we going to see more relaxed flag throwing on targeting this year? It certainly seems that way. This was not the only clip I saw from this game, this one game, where a guy stuck the crown of his helmet down, popped somebody in the head. I think the other clip I saw was a guy coming in on a stunt, a blitz, to hit Shedeur Sanders and stuck the crown of his helmet down, and that was not called. Are we going to see a more relaxed amount of flag throwing as it regards to targeting penalties this season in college football? You could argue on both sides of that, because on one side of that, you want guys to stay healthy. You don't want them getting concussions, and more targeting penalties equal more tackles like that are going to lead to some more concussions. So that's the argument against less targeting calls. The argument for less targeting calls includes referees not inserting themselves in the game so much. And if there were multiple missed targeting calls from this one game a couple of nights ago, is that something we're going to see for the duration of the college football season? Is that something we might see in the NFL? I can't really speak on that. I haven't seen that many no-call targeting clips that come up on my timeline. But what I will say is that when there are less targeting penalties, guys can play more freely. They can play physically in a more I don't even know what the word I'm looking for is. When guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball, know that they're not going to hurt their team as much by trying to make a play, the quality of the football tends to get better. That's just how I see it. Okay, player safety is obviously important. If there's a blatant, egregious, head down, I'm trying to knock you out type of hit, obviously I'm a proponent of throwing the flag. But as a defensive-minded guy, I do acknowledge that tackles get missed. Guys play less physical because they're not comfortable with putting their team in jeopardy, getting a penalty. And I think it hurts the quality of what's going on the field. That's just how I feel about it. So the point of this being, based on the clips I'm seeing from this early game from the college football season, we might have less targeting penalties called in college football. I can't speak for the pros yet. But I think that's something you're going to see. I do. Next deal. So that was a recent clip from Titans and Seahawks joint practice. The player that caught the touchdown was DK Metcalf. The player that was covering DK Metcalf was former Seahawks corner Quandre Diggs. And I'm going to run it back so y'all can hear, now that you understand the context, the Seahawks sideline after this play. They were trolling. So there's animosity from the Seahawks in regards to new Titans cornerback Quandre Diggs. I did some research on this. I didn't know if Quandre Diggs had like requested a trade or dumped on the Seahawks publicly. I may not have done extensive enough research because I didn't find anything. The Seahawks just released him. He's 31, and the Seahawks released him because they thought that he would be too much of a cap hit to justify re-signing. And so he goes and signs with the Titans. Again, I didn't see an unhonorable exit on Quandre Diggs' part, but the Seahawks sideline seems to have a ton of animosity towards him. Why is that? It's got to be something that wasn't covered in the press. It's got to be something personal that occurred between Quandre Diggs and the team. Was he liked in the locker room? All these questions I cannot answer based on my research. But another thing that could be a factor here is that the animosity is unwarranted. And the culture of the Seahawks organization, I question, based on this clip and based on my findings, with the situation, because it's the NFL. We're in the age of social media. Normally, if things are going on, it's going to get covered. And I didn't find anything that was egregious on Quandre Diggs' part. So I question what kind of guys are going to treat a former teammate like that. Say, get your old ass off the field. I mean, dude, he's 31. You know, I hope Quandre Diggs has a hell of a season after seeing that clip. I don't know. That was just something that that resonated with me. I'll play it one more time. Booing him. And then Gino, you know, Gino's Gino. He's going to celebrate. But, I mean, golly, the animosity between the Seahawks and former Seahawks corner Quandre Diggs just kind of baffled me based on what I looked at online. There was no coverage of anything egregious on Quandre Diggs' part. So anyway, next deal. All right. So the Cowboys just signed CeeDee Lamb to a big contract. We'll get into that here in a little bit. But Dak Prescott is someone who has yet to get a contract extension from the most valuable franchise in the NFL and one of the most valuable franchises in all of professional sports. So a media member asked Dak what he thought about that.
Done before the season.
I don't need no.
Would you like it done before the season?
I think it says a lot if it is or if it isn't. But however, doesn't really matter to me, to be honest with you.
What does it say if it isn't?
Just how people feel.
Which people?
I don't know.
How do you feel?
Cryptic.
How do you feel if it isn't?
You're right about that.
You open that door.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go. Pick. I'm not a Dak Prescott hater, but I think that his agent has done a masterful job at keeping him paid the way he's paid. And now we are coming into contract extension territory for Dak Prescott again, with little to no postseason success. Dallas has been notorious for choking in the playoffs. And while I think Dak Prescott does belong as a starting quarterback in the NFL, do I think a contract extension is warranted at this time? I absolutely do not. And I think Jerry Jones feels that way. Jerry Jones was asked about it, and we're not going to show the clip on the show for time's sake. But Jerry Jones basically said, I appreciate what Dak's done for the franchise. Everybody knows how I feel about Dak and the contribution he's made. And basically left it at that. Jerry Jones is one of the best salespeople I've ever observed in the way that he phrases things, in the way that he is able to say what's on his mind without really pissing anybody off. And I don't know. I think Dak Prescott's going to need some playoff success this season if he wants to get an extension with the Dallas Cowboys. He's going to have a starting role somewhere. But do I think Dak Prescott has earned a contract extension with the Dallas Cowboys, let alone a mega extension that I'm sure a valuable franchise like the Cowboys could give to him? No, I don't think he's warranted that. I think CeeDee Lamb has warranted that, and that's why he got paid first. But like I said, Jerry Jones is kind of dancing around that topic. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth and Dak Prescott gets paid next week by the time we do episode 34. But I'd be willing to say that I wouldn't be surprised if Dak Prescott doesn't get his extension until after the season and after a successful run in the playoffs. But like I said, Jerry Jones is careful with what he has to say. Speaking of owners or potential owners that might have to be careful about what they need to say, Tom Brady would face TV restrictions as a Raiders part owner. Everybody's fired up to see Tom Brady full-time in the booth. And I'll read this slide. If Tom Brady's approved as an owner of the Raiders, he'll be forced to abide by unique and severe restrictions in a dual role as a Fox broadcaster. This was from a presentation given to team owners at last Tuesday's NFL meetings. Among the restrictions, he wouldn't be able to be in another team's facility, he wouldn't be permitted to witness practice, and he wouldn't be permitted to attend broadcast production meetings, either in person or virtually. This is what a league source told ESPN. Owners raised several questions about conflicts of interest in Brady's potential role. So what does this mean? Tom Brady is facing these restrictions as a broadcaster, as a potential part owner of the Raiders. Number one, none of these restrictions will take effect until the deal with the Raiders, the ownership deal on Tom Brady's part, is pushed through. None of these restrictions will apply, to my knowledge. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, if Tom Brady is approved as a part owner of the Raiders, he will not be able to participate in production meetings like it was said on the slide. What does that mean? That means that he will not be able to sit down with coaches before the game each week and gain all those valuable insights that you hear on the air during the game broadcast. That's a very important part of broadcasting a football game, is having that insight from those coaches' meetings during the week leading up to the game. I remember when I was working in Indy at the facility in 2019, I would always see guys like Clark Kellogg, guys like I'm blanking on his name. Every broadcaster you can imagine, Jim Nantz, we'd see him in there meeting with our coaches, meeting with some of our players, having lunch at the cafeteria. And that's a really important part for adding those insights that really bring massive value. Am I saying Tom Brady won't bring massive value regardless? I'm not saying that. But that's a very important part of it. There's one other thing. He can't gamble per the league's gambling policy. The thing about working in the NFL or being an owner or being part of any front office organization, you can not only not gamble on the NFL, you can't gamble on any sport. I remember when I took my job with the Coyotes out here in Phoenix, and first week of work, I was hearing employees talking about, my coworkers talking about what bets they had made that night. I butted in on the conversation. I was like, you can gamble here? They were like, yeah, as long as it's not on hockey. I was like, no shit. So the NFL is unique in that rule that if you work in the NFL, if you're in the front office in the NFL, you cannot bet on any sport, period. You can't bet on table tennis if you work in the NFL front office, if you're an owner, if you're an employee. So I thought that was interesting. As a part owner of an NFL franchise, broadcasting in a booth, Brady also cannot publicly criticize game officials and other clubs. So what does that mean? If he disagrees with a play call, he can share that he disagrees with it, but if he goes too far, that's against the rules. So the NFL has faced a situation like this when Greg Olsen was playing for the Panthers. The tight end Greg Olsen was playing for the Panthers back in 2017, and there was a game against the Vikings where they had to set all these precedents with Greg Olsen in the booth. They were not, as a member of an NFL organization, able to overly criticize. I don't know who that's up to. I don't know what standards they're holding it to. I would argue or think that those parameters would be widely subjective, which would greatly limit Brady's ability to really provide good insight into a game. So I wonder if this does not change Tom Brady's aspirations of being an NFL owner. I wonder which one he would rather do more, because it sounds like it's coming down to this. Tom Brady probably needs to either choose, hey, I'm going to put my ownership with the Raiders on hold and pursue a broadcasting career, or I'm not going to really pursue this broadcasting career because the restrictions of being an owner and a broadcaster are too much, and I'd rather be an owner. So that predicament will be an interesting one to follow. Thought it would be interesting to include that in the show. Also, off screen, private equity was approved in the NFL. 31 of 32 NFL organizations opted to allow private equity in pro football. I know we've addressed this on the show before. It has happened. Only a handful of private equity firms are approved. Others would need to be approved by 24 of 32 owners. No more than 10% of an NFL organization's equity can be sold to any private equity firm. And the only dissenting organization in the entire league that said, hey, we don't want private equity in pro football were the Cincinnati Bengals, my Cincinnati Bengals, and Mr. Mike Brown. Mr. Mike Brown has consistently been a guy, the owner of the Bengals, who has tried his damnedest to preserve the status quo, and he's also been incredibly comfortable going against the grain. Every other major thing that was passed in the NFL in years past, Mike Brown was one of the minority dissenting owners, and it makes you wonder, because private equity would arguably help a small market team like our Cincinnati Bengals get some more bankroll and maybe not feel the implications of being such a small market team anymore. My Bengals, they were the least valuable organization as of the time of this shooting in the NFL, valued at $4.71 billion. So a couple of private equity eligible teams, based on reports so far, have been categorized as the Bills, the Dolphins, LA Chargers, and the Eagles. I thought that was interesting because you got two semi-big market teams, one really big market team in the LA Chargers potentially looking to seek private equity. The Miami Dolphins, pretty big market. Also, the Bills are a small market team, and I think the private equity decision will most positively impact small market teams the most. Small market teams like the Bills. The Bengals obviously won't do it, at least in the near future, because for some reason we just hate change over in Cincinnati. We hate things that might benefit us as a small market team. I wonder, man. I wonder about the success of the Bengals if we didn't draft the most generationally talented quarterback in decades in Joe Burrow. You know, I wonder about the success of our franchise if it weren't for fellas like Jamar Chase, if it weren't for fellas like T. Higgins. I mean, we really loaded up in those couple of drafts there. We did. Or maybe it was one draft. I can't remember particularly at this moment. But nonetheless, private equity introduced into the mix. No more than 10% of any team will be able to be sold to private equity, and only a number of private equity firms are approved. Some of them, one of them, run by a former NFL player. So what do we got next deal? This is out of order, but we talked about the Patriots quarterback saga. Gerard Mayo on Monday said that QB Drake May has outplayed Jacoby Brissett. And then on Thursday, literally yesterday before we shot this, Gerard Mayo names Jacoby Brissett the starting quarterback. I don't know if we're in for a great season in Foxborough based on this. And I should have added that earlier. I should have ordered the clips so that all three of those were in conjunction. But your boy is a podcaster and not always an editor. So I think it's going to be rough sailing in New England, at least until they throw old Joe Milton in there. I love Jacoby Brissett. Please don't get me wrong. I love Jacoby Brissett. He's my quarterback, but he's definitely more of a game manager. That's all I'm going to say. And you don't have a ton of pieces on that offense to justify having a game manager or quarterback. If you want to make some noise with limited pieces on offense, you got to have a game changer at quarterback. And the one guy that stands out to me in that quarterback room that could be a game changer, a spark plug for the New England Patriots, is Joe Milton. That's my hot take. I have a couple. All right. So we touched on Jerry Jones. Where are we at? Ooh, we are humming, baby. We touched on Jerry Jones and the Dak Prescott contract saga. CeeDee Lamb got paid 4 years, $136 million. Get paid, young. Get paid. Get paid, young. Get paid. So I like this. As a financial advisor, I enjoy when people in sports are making wise quotes about financial literacy. And Jerry Jones had a gem here. He said, you do not have to be smart to make money, but you have to be real smart to keep it. Here's the clip. I love his accent.
Be dealing with huge amounts of money. Be careful. Be careful. Look under the hood. Give it a lot of consideration as you make decisions regarding what you have as far as keeping it. You don't have to be smart to make money. You do not have to be. You can be very talented. You can be very driven. You do not have to be smart to make money. But you have to be real smart to keep it.
You don't have to be smart to make money. You don't have to be. You have to be real smart to keep it. I love the way he talks, man. I just can't help but think when Jerry Jones is in the war room negotiating what to pay a player for his physical contributions, that it doesn't sound just a little bit racist. God, boy. I mean, just his accent, it sounds, to quote The Office, it sounds like molasses is spilling out of your mouth. Now, we gonna pay you a lot of money. I need you to run real fast for my Cowboys. We're going to pay you a lot of money. And you don't have to be smart to make money. You have to be real smart to keep it. There's a lot of wisdom in that. As a guy that meets with households and talks about how they're managing their money, how they're saving, how they're investing, how they're budgeting their money, I think there's a ton of wisdom in that quote. I think there's a lot to take from it. Even if you're not an NFL player getting paid $136 million, you don't have to be smart to make money, but you do have to be smart to keep it. To keep it, to save it, to have the discipline to say, yeah, I got this much bread in savings. I got a ton of bread in my savings account. And you got one of your boys that comes up and says, hey, man, you just got paid. Like, let's go to the club. Let's throw some dollars. Let's throw some dollar bills. Let's have girls twerking in front of us and buy bottles. And it's like, no, man. No, I got that bread in some stock. You know, I put it all away. I don't even have access to it right now. I think there's a lot of wisdom in what he said. What else we got? Detroit Lions rookie can really sing.
East side, by thy side will stand and always praise thy name.
Ooh.
Praise thy name to heaven. Yeah.
Oh, that's that gospel, baby. That's that gospel. He better make sure he's able to hold up man coverage, yo. That's all I'll say. You know, I wonder how that came about. I'd love to see the whole clip. And some reporter probably figured it out, asked him, praise thy name, praise thy name. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, man, dude. There ain't nobody else in here. It's just me. In here cutting up, you know what I'm saying? Praise thy name, praise thy name. Ooh, yeah. Praise thy name, praise thy yeah. Yeah. That's what we do, baby. That's what we do. But that clip, he better make sure he makes the damn team, man. I hope he did. I'll have to Google it. Let's see. 33 for the Lions. 33. Luke, if you want to cut this gap, that would be great, brother. Sloan Vaki. Oh, shit. He ain't even a DB. Sloan Vaki is the Detroit Lions running back. He's 5'11", 213 from Antioch. Did he make the 53? It looks like he made it. Let's see. They don't have the numbers in order on the Detroit Lions website. They don't have the. It's not out. It's by last name. Okay. Praise thy name. Praise thy name. He made it. That's Detroit Lions running back, Sloan Vaki. He made the 53. So, not only is he toting the ball effectively, but the man can sing, baby. Man's got gospel tunes for days. And I'll tell you what it reminded me of. There was this pregame intro. I went to every University of Kentucky football game as a kid growing up. Every home game we went. And in 2007, particularly is the year I remember, we had this pregame intro that was created by one of the players that could sing, Marcus McClinton. He was a safety. And the program was in tough shape before that point. And so Marcus McClinton made this song. It's called We Believe. Here you go.
What time is it? Game time, man. What time is it? Game time, man. What time is it? It's game time, man. Yeah! Now everybody stand up on your feet. The time is here. Either we gonna rise or we gonna fall.
Hear that vocalization?
Or we gonna fold up. Now I know everybody in this room got heart. And it's gonna have to show for the duration of this game. Now am I right? I said am I right? Let's go to war.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm tired of losing. I wanna win. I'm tired of being close, man. I wanna finish. Forget the naysayers and all the haters. Forget the reporters and all the newspapers. So catch an attitude and
that really, I'm sorry for the emotional reaction there. That's hitting the inner child right there, baby. That clip, I remember it was 2007. We had to park far away from the stadium every game because you can't park down close without paying a bunch of money. So we were walking to the stadium with a bunch of other fans, and we were playing the #1 LSU Tigers. I've talked about this game many times before. We're walking to that game, and my dad's like, what if we win? What if we win? My brother and I are walking with him. What if we win? And then there's all these people. My brother used to get real embarrassed as a kid when, my dad would make a scene, and my dad starts going, we believe. My brother's like, stop. We believe. So anyway, that's what I thought of when I saw a player singing like that. All right, last clip of the week, and then we're going to send y'all to the house, right? All right, so, damn, I forgot about, there's some, we're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers to end the show. How about that? So, here is an article that I found on Reddit, and let's see. Okay, so here's the headline. All right, we're gonna talk about Aaron Rodgers, and we'll send y'all to the house. Okay. NFL, this is from Bleacher Report. NFL agent says Aaron Rodgers isn't a team player and that the Jets are in complete disarray. This was written on August 29th, 2004. It was an anonymous agent, and he said they're in complete disarray over there. Look at how they've handled Aaron Rodgers. Has one player had more power than him? He skipped minicamp. They've been unable to convert him into a team player. The vibe inside the building is terrible. Now, number one, I think it's telling that this agent chose to stay anonymous. I think it's also clear that whoever this agent isn't Aaron Rodgers' agent, and maybe he's the agent of other guys in the Jets building, but he's clearly not Aaron Rodgers' agent. Aaron Rodgers missed minicamp because he's going to take the ayahuasca, and I know that's unconventional, but unconventional is the new conventional these days. And I'd argue that doing that is going to make Aaron Rodgers a better player. Yes, on this show, we are Aaron Rodgers bootlickers. I will just be as frank as I can be with that. Okay, but I think the agent that spoke on this probably has some kind of interest in speaking on this, speaking negatively of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, a lot of folks out there have a vendetta, especially folks on the left side, politically, against Aaron Rodgers because he speaks out against bullshit, he tells the truth about things, and he takes unconventional health practices into his approach that a lot of big left-aligned corporations hate to see a guy of his prowess speaking about. Against this damn vaccine hysteria, against the COVID hysteria. That was really when the media started going against Aaron Rodgers, was the COVID bullshit, the COVID crap that big companies and elite people stood to benefit from. Aaron Rodgers is one of those elite people, and he still chose to not sell his soul, regardless of what the NFL was going to do to him, regardless of what any other media outlet was going to say about him. Aaron Rodgers told the truth, and I think that still upsets a lot of people to this day. I think that we'll see how the Jets season plays out. Take a look at this clip from camp and tell me if y'all don't think that the Jets might have something this year. Damn. Okay, so that video is obviously a very positive play. obviously helps my case in the semi-political rant that I was just getting ready to embark on. I don't know the situation of this drill, what the down and distance was, why that DB bit so hard on that out route. It was an out and up route by Garrett Wilson, beautiful out and up route. He just shook the DB right out of his boots. Maybe it was a linebacker. It looked like a DB though. But we'll see if the Jets are in disarray. We'll see if that agent wasn't just a left-leaning prop. I don't know, man. I don't know. But it's clear a lot of people got a vendetta against Aaron Rodgers because he takes a different approach. And he can, because he's proven himself over his NFL career. We'll leave it at that. That's episode 33 of In the Jar. Again, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and most of all, make sure you subscribe. Appreciate you staying this long. We'll see y'all next week. And we're going to start doing the show on... We're going to start dropping the show every Thursday in anticipation of each NFL week. So we'll start the show with our picks for that night's Thursday night game and then get into a recap of the previous week. Obviously, week one, there will not have been a previous week. So y'all see the episodes full tilt, I guess, starting episode 35. Right, we'll drop them every Thursday. We will preview the game from that night every Thursday, preview the games from that ensuing Sunday every week, and then also once we're in the thick of the season, we will recap the games from the previous week. So I'm fired up, baby. It's football season. Let's go. It's football, baby. Let's go. So again, show's going to be robust. Not that it hasn't. But it's going to be even more robust week in, week out. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe, most importantly, so that you never miss an episode. We post daily clips everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, sometimes Twitter, and most of all on YouTube. So appreciate y'all. Love the support. If you watch this long, you a badass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You a bad motherfucker. Baby, appreciate you. Appreciate you watching this far. We'll see you next week on episode 34.